So today we have Acting Director McAleen. Did I get it right? That's close. Kevin. To tell us about what's going on, and I think we all know what's going on, and we all need to come together to fix it. He can tell you better than I, but the numbers are overwhelming. In fiscal year 2019, from October till now, we've had 600,000 people apprehended at the southern border. And all of 2018 fiscal year, it was 300,000. So we've doubled all of 2018, and we've still got months to go. And as you can see from the chart here, there's been a 135% increase of apprehensions at the southwest border, 74% increase in unaccompanied minors, 463 increase in family units. That doesn't include everybody. When you include everybody, it's 144,278 in May alone. The total in FY19 is 676,315, which is double of what we did in 2018. So somebody needs to ask the question, why? What is happening? What has changed in the last year or so? Here's what's changed. The word is out in Central America, and this is a Central America problem almost exclusively, that if you make it to America, your chances of staying are pretty darn good if you ask for asylum or bring a minor child with you. Now, this is the Spanish language advertisement. This is how it looks translated in English. How much does it cost to cross the border? In 2016, it was $3,000 to $8,000. In 2017, it's $8,000 to $16,000 walking through the mountains. If you take a boat, it's gone from $10,000 to $20,000. Small plane, $16,000 to $30,000. A vehicle utilizing documents belonging to another person is $20,000 to $25,000. Vehicle utilizing an accomplice immigrant agent is $20,000 to $25,000. So the market shows the demand is increased, the prices are going up, and people are walking through hell to get here, dealing with smugglers in every known fashion. Thank you. So the bottom line is, until we change our laws in two areas, this never stops, and that's the purpose of this hearing. As to what President Trump was able to negotiate with Mexico, I think it will help, but I do not believe it's an adequate substitute for us working together in the Congress with the Trump administration to change the laws that create the magnet. And here are the laws that we need to change, and this is the bill that I've introduced, and I hope we can get bipartisan support for it. Right now, if you come to America and you claim asylum, you're entitled to a hearing. That hearing is years away. Contrary to what people tell you, most people do not show up for their hearing. We don't have the bed space to hold people, so we dump them out in the country. If you bring a small child with you, since we don't want to separate families under the Flores decision, we've got 20 days to process the claim. We don't have bed space to hold all the families, so we turn them loose by the thousands. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to say, for a period of time here, to have a timeout under the current system and say that if you're from Central America, you can apply for asylum for the United States, but you have to do it in your own country at one of our embassies or consulates, and we'll try to set up a facility in Mexico where you can go over to Mexico to apply for asylum in the United States, but you no longer can do it at our border or in our country. If you change that, I think 90% of this would stop. As to the Flores decision, we're trying to give 100 days to process family units with a small child. Just can't get it done in 20 days. And equally important, we're going to allow sending back unaccompanied minors from Central America as if they came from Mexico or Canada. Since these are non-contiguous countries, we don't have the ability to send unaccompanied minors back, and we'd like to change that. We want 500 new immigration judges because we have a 900,000 person backlog in asylum claims. There has to be a breaking point. We've reached the breaking point at the border. I cannot imagine what it's like to go to work every day where half the people are dedicating their time to dealing with family members, minors, and all that goes with trying to deal with 600,000 people in your custody. Half of our resources are being directed away from border security to dealing with housing people and trying to meet their basic health care needs. The breaking point has long passed at the border. This is not sustainable. It's not fair to those who wear the uniform of the United States at Border Patrol, Health and Human Services, and all the other agencies, and to the NGOs who are helping. God bless you. So I just want to make one quick statement. If you're on the border dealing with this problem, you're one of the most patriotic people in this country. You're not the problem. We're trying to help you, to give you more resources and take the pressure off you, because if we don't, there'll come a point to where we'll have complete, absolute failure to control our border, and we're getting there daily. So this legislation is designed to deal with the crisis. If it got out in Central America, you could no longer apply for asylum in the United States. They would stop coming. This would be a death blow to the smugglers. If it got out in the United States, if you bring a small child with you, no longer is that a guarantee that you can stay in the United States. I am willing to help Central America's economy. I'm willing to help President Trump build a wall. I'm willing to work on DACA. I'm willing to do almost anything and everything to fix this mess, but doing nothing is off the table. So we will be marking up this bill next week, and we're going to hear from the director his view of what this legislation would do to fix the problem, describe in detail the nature of the problem, what happens if we do nothing, and hopefully this body can rally around a couple ideas: that we need more money for humanitarian assistance, that we need to change our laws, we need to help people in Central America. But I'd end with this. All the money in the world is not going to fix this problem in Central America as long as you can get to the United States and not be sent back. Life here is always going to be better than life there. Our goal is to improve life there and give people some hope in their own country. But what's odd about this disaster is that people are not trying to avoid being caught. They're looking for the first Border Patrol agent they can find to turn themselves in. A wall will not fix this problem. The only way the wall would fix this problem is to build it in Mexico so they'd never step a foot in the United States. But once you put 1 foot in the United States and you claim asylum, we have a major dysfunctional system. So with that, I'll turn it over to Senator Feinstein, and I appreciate the director and all under his charge for doing an incredible job in difficult circumstances.
Thank